Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's oh no, the Nats suck, and we did in fact suck last year. We went 71 and 91, as you can see here in the bottom left. It wasn't a great season, but as I made the argument in the previous video, uh, it was an unlucky season. We were second in strikeouts and fourth in WOBA, and we finished with a 43.8% win percentage. I think, and maybe I'm just being a little over dramatic here, but I am pretty confident that this team can make the playoffs, even despite having the Mets, the Braves, and the Phillies all in form last year. I think that they're only. I mean, look, they're 37 year. I mean, oh my gosh, they still played Yadiel Hernandez in the year 2024, and he had a 113 OPS plus. Right. Okay. He had 23 home runs. Okay. Yeah, sorry, that was just a bit of shock there. Anyway, we digress. I think this year's going to look a lot better. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to cover off-season transactions, free agency, arbitration, Rule 5 draft, international free agent, amateur signings. We'll take a look at the spring training, and then at the end of the video, guys, we'll see the full Major League roster for the upcoming 2025 season, which I believe is our best chance that we've had this entire series at going for it all. But let's focus on just going to the playoffs. Our first two seasons in charge, 2023, 65 and 97. Our second one, as we saw, we went 40, 71 and 91. I was 40 something. Okay, so let's take a look at the salary arbitration. So as I've already stated, I've already looked through the minor league guys and anyone that I wanted to extend. I extended, everyone else we released. We have some difficult conversations, and I just kind of want to have them with you guys to give my insight and my perspective and some of the reasons on the amount of money that I offer and stuff like that, like I did last time. I want to talk you guys through it. So Brian Abreu ended the year with us as a starter. He started all 15 games of the 15 games he played. Getting in 73 innings. He had a 99 ERA plus, which isn't great, but he had a really good, strong 73 FIP minus and a 3.72 SIERA. I think that warrants giving him the 2.8 million. I thought he was going to ask for 3 because this was a 2-WAR season in 15 games is extremely proficient from Brian Abreu. So I'm more than happy to pay him $2.8 million. And I'm the question really that's going to go on my head as we go through the rest of the arbitration players, and we'll be able to gauge how much money we have, is do I up the offer to $3 million? Because I thought that that's where that was going to end up being. So Brian Abreu is going to be a keep. I will gladly pay him $2.83 million for next year. He has been a great asset for this team. Garrett Crochet, he's it's really tough, right? So we'll go down here, 12 starts, 50 innings pitched. A 1.48 FIP, that's not good. His strikeouts were down to 9, but that's because we moved him to a starter role, so I'm expecting around the 9 to 10 to be maintained as a starter. 366 BABIP is extremely unlucky. He had an 88 FIP minus, a 3.35 SIERA, and an 88 FIP minus. The problem is that he's asking for $7.5 million. And while that's good, maybe Washington national team budgets in the past could afford that. I don't know if we can. He would become our highest paid player that's on our team. Steven Strasburg, please, throw out an elbow and retire, please. I don't. It's kind of messed up, but please stop making me pay you. He's going to be our highest paid player. And is he our best player? Probably not. And we also have to factor in free agency. There's going to be plenty of pitchers in free agency that we're going to be able to look at. So I will probably end up in this video. We'll probably end up shopping him around just to see what we can get out of him. But for now, when we shop him around, we'll see. If we don't get anything, then we'll probably just end up paying him the $7.5 million. But I'm really not going to like it, right? I'm not going to enjoy doing that. Michael Kopech was an extreme disappointment. A 122 FIP minus, an 88 ERA plus, even with a lucky 2.66 BABIP. He walked 4.5 per nine. He math is hard, or English is hard. 7.1 Ks per nine. 4.58 Sierra. He's disruptive personality. He's asking for 4.8 million. It's not gonna happen. Michael Kopech, a part of the trade that also sent obviously Garrett Crochet over for Alex Kirilloff, who was an all-star. He hit 29 home runs, so good for him, I guess. I'm not gonna expect that to continue. Phil Bickford, let's review our most reliable reliever last year. 75 games, 86 innings, 3.96 ERA. These are good numbers. 1.1 home runs per nine as a fly ball pitcher with 50 movement. I was not expecting that little. 2.2 walks per nine, 9.8 Ks per nine, an unlucky 3.42 BABIP, but still 79 FIP minus, a 2.97 Sierra. For $1.8 million is one to keep our most reliable reliever. Despite he's unmotivated, but I think that Phil Bickford is worth our time to keep. Now, so here's the thing. I am a Mark Leiter believer. Okay. Similar to how some people are like Andrew Heaney believers, despite the fact they always continue to mess up and just not live to the full potential, despite all their StatCast data being really, really pretty. He tore his labrum, as we can see in the bottom left hand. It's just I'm not gonna pay him $4 million for him to come back off a torn labrum and potentially not be worth $4.2 million. I love Mark Leiter. I think he's been fantastic for us. A 3.332 Sierra. That's insane with 10 Ks per nine. That's very good. He's extremely good, but he tore his labrum. And unfortunately, this isn't real life. This is not a fake player. You're injured. I'm not going to pay you money. I really don't know what to tell you. Joe Mantiply, Mr. Virginia Tech, right? Yep. He ended up being in AAA for us. He played 45 games for us. He started 15 as an opener. 3.28 Sierra, 83 ERA plus a 93 FIP minus. Listen, I think that he's good enough to play in the majors. Okay, he just was not. We just needed a reliever spot on the major league roster, and he ended up in AAA. The problem with keeping him is I don't have a spot for him. We have a good selection of lefty pitchers that we have currently just on the major league roster right now. So I will, unfortunately, I will be cutting Joe Mantiply, Mr. Virginia Tech himself. Unfortunate. Again, we'll shop all of these guys around. Besides Mark Leiter, no one's going to take him. He has a torn labrum. Now, another tough one, right? So Adrian Morejon, again, a strong peripheral standpoint, right? 10 Ks per nine, 1.3 home runs per nine, a 1.21 whip, but a 4.38 ERA, a 97 ERA plus, a 94 FIP minus, and a 3.17 Sierra. He should be better than this, right? He should be better than a 97 ERA plus and a 94 FIP minus guy, right? He's throwing 99. He's throwing absolute gas. He's got slider, curveball, splitter. Such a good combination. And if this goes up to 60 stuff, we're sitting pretty. He's doing really well. So I'll probably end up keeping him $3.8 million. We really want to make a lot of these guys are gonna the next year they're gonna have such good they're gonna have positive regression to the means of what they actually are able to produce next year. So I'm gonna keep a lot of the guys that struggled last year, but the peripherals, the numbers, and the advanced data is screaming that he should be doing better. So we're going to keep Morejon. Now, Madrigal is a really tough one for me because obviously a 123 OPS plat, he hit 346, but he only played 82 games, right? And he only started 45. He's a captain, which is a great locker room presence. You can play second, play third proficiently. Shortstop, I probably would rather not. And he avoids striking out. I mean, he walked more than he struck out, 6 to 5.5. But I just don't think that that's going to continue. Madrigal is going to be someone that I'm going to think about. And as this video goes on, and as time goes on, as I do the same and I start making moves and start trying to visualize what I want the roster to look like, he's going to be someone that it's going to require a lot of thought. We've got young guys that play in the infield that are looking for his position. Paying him $4 million is extremely, like, this isn't gonna be maintained. He like 12 walks to 11 strikeouts. That's just not gonna. He's not gonna maintain that. I mean, his career norms just don't scream that he's gonna be able to keep that. So we'll probably look to trade him, but we will just withdraw the offer for now, just to make a point. Luis Garcia, obviously, without a doubt, we are going to end up keeping Luis Garcia. $4.4 million. That's a steal. We'll quickly look at what he would want extension-wise. Oh, man, that is so juicy, isn't it? Wow, that is extremely juicy. Wow. That's my initial reaction is, wow. That is such a team-friendly, good deal that I know for a fact that we could bring down even lower. We can maybe ask him to, like, for instead of the 12 mil, make 10 until he's 32 years old. Right? Oh, man. It's tough. It's tough. Second base, third base, DH type, right? 32 years old. Oh, lefty bat. Really, I mean, that's so enticing for me. Love the contact. I mean, this is a good profile. Such a good profile. He bat 298, 343, 6% walk to 20% strikeout rate, a 834 OPS with a 121 OPS plus as a third baseman, generated 3.2 WAR. And he can also play second base. Now, call me crazy. Yeah, he also hit the most doubles in the NL with 54. No surprise there. 65 gap, 70 gap power. I think I am going to offer him that extension. I think that is just so team friendly. And especially considering we're going to have to work around our budget considerably a lot more. I am going to go ahead and give him this deal. We are going to bump this down to $4 million though. We're going to bump this down to 7.5. We're going to bump this down to 10 mil. And then we will, I think so. And we'll do one more 10 mil. Right. Another 110 mil. Let's see if he likes that. And I think the last 2 years we'll do 12 mil. I think that that's fair. Okay, it's probably not fair. He's definitely worth a lot more than this. That's the only reason I'm doing this. So that would be, how much would this deal be? This would be a 75 potential value. Guaranteed value 67 because of the buyout, right? So a 8-year... How many million? I'm like looking at the numbers over here. The struggle. So right, like at 8, like I go up. Yeah. Okay. So it's 8 years, $75.5 million deal, less than $10 million on AAV. With a team option at the end, if he ends up sucking, we pay him $4 million to piss off, right? Yeah, $9 million AAV. Yeah, I think, let's see. And he accepts. Wow. He's going to think about it. So an 8-year, $75.5 million deal for a guy that just put up 3.2 WAR. He led the league in doubles. Lead the NL in doubles, excuse me. I think that's a great deal. I'm very excited about that. That's a good one. Okay. So Seth Lugo's gone. Bye, Seth. You did, just picked you off the waivers just to see if we could push for some potential goodness, and we were not able to. So let's do what we wanted to do, and let's go ahead and shop some of these players around, showcase what I do real quickly. I'll show this in-depth stuff now, but then for the rest of the video, I will just simply fill you in between gaps, right? So Josh Rojas, no thanks. I don't need a lefty third baseman. I'm about to lock one up for a while, man. $14 million. What? Did he have like a contract before? Yeah, he must have. Scott Kingery. Did he sign like a big contract? Wow. Yeah, good luck with that, Phillies. AKA not going to sign him, right? All right, so that was tragic. Leiter's not Gonna get, let's see. I wanted to look around at what I would get for Garrett Gaucher. Let's just take it. We'll take a peek, right? No, it doesn't hurt to take a peek. We're getting offered a lot here, so let's weed through. So I would like to maintain a pitcher. And I'd like to keep someone young. Right, I don't want Kyle Lewis or Josh Rojas. Those guys are in their 30s at this point. Greg Allen is a good defensive outfielder. Adolis Garcia is fun. But is he a good player, right? In this game. Again, if Adolis Garcia ends up watching this video, Adolis, I am genuinely a big fan of him in real life. But in this game, sorry, I'm going to pass on you. Zach McKinstry's here. Good util guy. Seth Brown is on the Marlins now. That's fun. Nobody interests me there. Get a catcher and Luca Tresh. Kansas City Royals, your World Series winners last year in a pretty dramatic fashion. It's pretty fun. Just looking at some of these guys. Scott Efros is a fun guy. Yusei Kikuchi, who I am a fan of. Oh, man, could I actually get him on a decent... Wow, $3 million, though. No, sorry, Yusei. I'm a fan of you, but who's putting Matt Beatty at shortstop? You need to be fired. You need to be fired. You need to never manage a team again. Catcher. No, we didn't get anything that makes me jump out of my seat and not really worth the salary cap, like the dump in terms of the players that are being offered here. So I will pass. We're going to keep Garrett Crochet. Fun stuff. Let's take a look at if anyone wants a nice lefty ground ball. Joe Mantiply. Take a quick look. Again, yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love you guys have been showing on all the videos. You know, obviously, like as someone that just like, you know, I don't have any subscribers. I just post it and you guys find it and you guys watch it. Even if you watch like the first like 5 minutes of it, I sincerely appreciate it. Right? Like it's just this series is fun. I'm passionate about it. It's a great hobby. It's a great activity to do. I'd like to think that I'm well learned in Out of the Park baseball. You would hope so, considering how much I've been playing. I've been playing for like, gosh, like 5 years, 6 years now, 6 years. Out of Park 18, Out of the Park baseball 18. Yeah, okay. So that's probably good. None of those really interested me. Madrigal's tough. So we're gonna keep the offer off. But we'll do a quick brief, you know, we'll sit on it. We'll simmer on it, right? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the upcoming free agents, which I think that you can do. Reports and info. Upcoming free agents. There we go. Look at me. See, I know. So Tim Anderson is hitting free agency. He was on the Mariners, naturally. That's fun. That's interesting. Any good starting pitchers? Jalen Beeks could be a starter. He wants to be one. He's probably going to ask for the money. Max Scherzer goes to free agency. Oh, man. I think when it passed, Alex Bregman goes to free agency. Oh, these are some good players that are coming up here. And I see Elvis Andrews being a 3.5-star player. I guess. Defense, right? Ryan Presley's coming. That's okay. I'll take that out of context. Nick Ahmed, Michael Brantley, Matt Chapman, G-Man Choi, Alex Cobb as a reliever. Paul Goldschmidt, Mr. MVP not too long ago, who again is on the Padres. We'll take a look at them in a little bit. Alex Verdugo, Daniel Vogelbach, Danny Burgess. I guess Major Alex Verdugo is an interesting one. We'll have to consider it. All right, so we will go really quickly. We'll take a look at some of the awards. We'll sim through all the awards and all that. All right, let's take a look at who wins the Gold Gloves. That's tomorrow, so you just hit tomorrow. Take a look at that. Ah, okay, yeah, I thought okay. The game tried to gaslight me. No, okay, we get this Devereaux Harrison is my assumption. He's from Vallejo. I don't know why he's got a name like he's from New Orleans, but he does. And I'm very happy that he's here. Let's Listen, Kopech, you're gone anyway, so I'm waving and designating you. Welcome, Mr. Devereaux. He's got 90 stuff potential, 85 slider, 80 changeup. Yes, please. No doubt about that. All right, let's take a look at our award winners here. In the NL, Max Fried gets a Gold Glove. Drew Romo. Christian Walker gets a second Gold Glove, third Gold Glove. He won it last year. Wow, good for him. Nico Horner. Nolan Arenado gets his 5 billionth Gold Glove. Same thing with Lindor. Oh, he's only got 3. He's in the AL. He had some pretty tough competition, didn't he? Corbin Carroll, naturally, probably more of a natural center fielder in real life due to that absolute absurd speed. Jose Siri, yeah. And Mookie Betts gets another to add to his collection and his Hall of Fame career. Shane Bieber wins a Gold Glove. Yeah. Okay. He's got a few. Good for him. Jose Trevino, naturally. Anthony Rizzo, naturally. Ha-Sung Kim at second base, naturally. I've had the pleasure of seeing Kim in real life, and he is extremely good. Josh Simpson, an American scouting discovery that was discovered 12/24/23. Interesting. Did he just straight? What? I'm sorry. Is this implying in real veterans? Let me know. Is this implying that this guy was discovered by the Twins in December, Christmas Eve, by the way, Christmas Eve, never played a single game in the minor leagues, and it is a major league player, and not only a major league player, but one of the best defensive third basemen in the league? Right? That's what this is saying. Just double checking. Okay. Well, he just won. The Minnesota Twins, looks like his teammate that lines up next to him, Carlos Correa, wins another. Oh, Randy Arozarena wins his first ever Gold Glove. Congrats, Randy. That's deserved. He's played pretty good defense. So does Cedric Mullins, gets his first. And Anthony Santander. You could have given me a million shots at an outfielder that would win a Gold Glove in the AL, and Anthony Santander would not have been a name that I would have thrown out. Okay, that's fun. All right, let's keep going. Reliever of the year. AL, it's Andres Munoz. Beats out Luis Patino. And Brewstar Gratterall. Good for him. There you go. He's pretty good. He tore his... He ended up only playing 54 games, and he still won it. But the team played 50. I guess that makes sense for a reliever. Dodgers, Alex Vesia, who was on wasn't he in the World Baseball Classic? I don't think he was on America. Maybe was he Puerto Rico? Maybe I'm making that up, but yeah, really good. A point. Whoa. I wasn't even looking. I was trying to remember if he was on Puerto Rico or not. He had a sub-1 ERA and a .83 SIERA, a 21 FIP minus, a 4.26 ERA plus. That is insane. He's an extreme fly ball pitcher with a .2 home run per 9. He gave up 1 home run in 56 innings. Wow. That is insane. El Diablo, you tried your best, man. That's still an absurd year. 3.08 ERA plus, but just beating out Edwin Diaz. Eat your heart out, son. All right, well. Take a look at the Silver Sluggers real quick. It looks like we got ourselves one. I will speed this process up a little bit. I'm taking way too long. I'm just enjoying, it's nice to ingrain yourself in the world of the save that you're making. So that helps me a little bit, but I can do that off screen. I don't have to show you guys everything. Kieran Paris, looks like he's living up to his second round potential and expectations. But here's your Silver Sluggers: Adley Rutschman, Vladdy, Kieran Paris, Rafael Devers, Bobby Witt Jr. at shortstop, Eloy in left, Julio Rodriguez at center, batted .300, hit 39 home runs, and still stole 61 bases. Not quite a 40-40, pretty close though. That's really unfortunate. Really close to a 40-40. 10 WAR though. Aaron Judge is Silver Slugger, and then Kyle Manzardo. And then we got in the NL, Will Smith had a 5 WAR season. Edward, Canadian Juan Soto. Rodolfo Castro, good for him. And Arenado picks up a Silver Slugger. Ezekiel Tovar, he's had a good career so far. Speaking of Juan Soto, here's the Dominican, I just say Dominican. Dominican Juan Soto, Alec Thomas, Mookie Betts, and whoever that is. That's someone. Whoa, Rookie of the Year. Oh, and then boom, let's go and throw into the fact that Luis Garcia signs his extension. Fans are ecstatic. Edward Julians is the Rookie of the Year. Somebody voted for Tink Hence. Sure. Not as good as Edouard Julien. Good for him. Good. We got the NL Rookie of the Year and just signed a really, really juicy and team-friendly extension with Luis Garcia. Very, very nice. I'm very happy about that. All right. We will look at the who's the AL? Kieran Paris. Yeah, that makes sense. Kieran. Manager of the Year, it's Matt Quatraro. Quatraro? And Snicker. There you go. Cy Young, real quick. Let's go real fast. Obviously, no one in the Washington organization, but it's Aaron Nola gets a Cy Young for the Braves. Phillies fans look away. Scherzer up there. Good for him. And Corbin Burns with the Astro, who is making an absurdly low amount of money considering he is the best pitcher in the league by a pretty significant margin. Shout out to Bailey Falter for getting a vote. All right, and then MVP, and then we will move right along with the rest of the video. Julio Rodriguez, no surprise there. He had an absurd 10 WAR season. Led the league in stolen bases, led the league in on-base percentage, led the league in runs scored, led the league in WAR. Very, very good player. Sorry, Mike Trout. You also had an absurd year with 57 home runs, 147 RBIs, both of which led the AL. But, Julio Rodriguez, go Burt. And then, come on, man. Could there have been a worse two players to be fighting it out? It's Juan Soto, who I respect and love so much, who's getting paid. Who's getting paid the equivalent of the GDP of I don't even know, 439 million. It's like the GDP of Luxembourg. Anyway, and then Shohei Ohtani, who's not getting paid. He's getting paid the GDP of I don't know, Arkansas. Okay, well, that's enough GDP jokes for everyone. We found this guy. He sucks. Sorry, yeah, just not in a good mood. Okay, so apologies. Again, just love fleshing out the world. I'm a big fan of that. So we will move forward. Next thing up is salary arbitration hearings and free agency filing. So I will see you guys then. And I will try to make a decision on Montreal. I will think about it. So I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, hello everyone. Today is arbitration day. Before we do that really quickly, I have got this guy, a namesake of mine, so how could I not? Ryan Zefferjan, I think is the way you say that, from Topeka, Kansas. I know, I've seen that name. He had 6.05 ERA, but he had 2.93 Sierra. So I'm interested in him, and free. Why wouldn't I? My philosophy, I suppose, is just accumulate as many pitchers as possible, and then as the season goes on, get rid of the ones that aren't performing. just load up on good potential starters / relievers. So today's arbitration day. Nick Madrigal is not gonna be on this team anymore. I've decided. It's just a bit too much money for him. He's gonna expect a starting role, something I cannot offer him. He's not gonna play over C.J. Abrams. He's not gonna play over Luis Garcia. He's a captain, which is a little unfortunate, but I think we can find a captain in either free agency for our backup catcher position, which is something that we need to address a little bit, because I like Israel Pineda, but he doesn't offer me anything. Like if I want a 2.5-star catcher, I want him to do either hitting or like insane defense, and he's not. He's just average at both. Like jack of all trades, master of none, right? He had a 63 OPS plus, and that did it. Like the splits wise, right? Like is significantly better against lefties, but my scout doesn't think he's like a world beater against lefties. So something I'd like to address. But let's go ahead and see what they came up with. Let's see how much money we lost / made. So Marjon demanded $4.75 million. That's insane. He's unhappy at our team record. Just pull it together, Adrian. Hopefully that works out. Bickford gets a nice big raise. 2.25 is not exactly. See, I knew it. I should have bumped it to 3. But we end up losing out on about $500,000 there. Crochet gets 9. Oh man, this is a brutal arbitration. We save about $1 million here, but we lose it in Abreu, Bickford, and Crochet all combined. So that's pretty unfortunate. So Crochet is gonna make 9.4, which isn't too bad. But that's the result. So let's go ahead and take a look. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and move Ryan to the starting roster. Let's take a look at who is going to enter free agency. We'll take a look at these international free agents. Luis Aguirre. No. Tanimoto. Ooh. Hello. Knuckleball? No. Not. If anyone pays him $17 million a year, they should be shot. Not to sound too American or anything. A 5'10", 190-pound pitcher, 33-year-old pitcher. No thanks. 17 mil. Somebody else got that. Nobody too good. It's a little disappointing. They want 6 mil. No. No, he's already signed. I don't know why. Oh. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Yasuharu Miyamoto. Very nice. Well, he's got a fun profile. He only wants 12 mil. A little nervous. I'm going to request a scouting report 3 weeks. Can't wait 3 weeks. I mean, OSA saying he's got 75 power potential. My scout disagrees. Says more like 65. He's not a great defender. And unfortunately, outfield isn't something that I think that we need to address. I think James Wood, Robert Hassel, Andy Pajes, and Dylan Cruz developing extremely well. I think that's a good enough outfield. That's not really what I'm worried about. Let's address what we need to worry about, which is pitching. I would not mind investing heavy money into pitching this year. And I also wouldn't hate not investing a lot of money at all, period. In terms of what we need a nice backup infielder, although I think Barzer's really good to fill in second and third. Arias is a good shortstop defender, and Armando Cruz is developing extremely well. So I think that he might end up being on the starting roster as our backup shortstop to Arias to start the year, and then inevitably get the starting job as he progresses. But we'll see how he does in spring training. That's the thought process for me right now. Tommy White's developing really well. Obviously, our first overall pick in 2024. He looks great. He's already in AA. As I said, I'm sure I mentioned that he's pretty much already ready for A+ ball and subsequently AA ball. So he'll probably end up being in AAA pretty early on into the year. It might even end up being on the major league roster at the end of the year. So the question is what do we need to address? Aranda, again, is a really good infield rotation guy. Pache is a really good backup center fielder to Michael Ciani. So I don't really think we need to address too much other than pitching. We'll take we'll go for some value deals, obviously, right? Like you want to have as much value as possible. And as tempted as I am / would be to sign a 40-year-old Max Scherzer, I'm not going to. I am now scared off of signing any older pitchers. Tim Anderson's here, and he would be fun, but just a little too old for my liking. When I was hoping that Jalen Beeks would be like ask the money of a reliever, and we could put him at starter, but he isn't gonna do that, unfortunately. Here's Nick Ahmed. Hey, Nick Ahmed. No one interesting's jumping out to me. Obviously Alex Bregman is, but we just signed Luis Garcia to a really major deal. But Alex Bregman is just so good, isn't he? One of the few guys that has the potential to walk more than he strikes out, which is always enticing. But I don't know if there's a roster spot for him. So let's keep with the pitchers, right? Just trying to see if there's anyone with value. Brantley is wrecked, but he's still such a good leadoff guy. Just no speed. Goldschmidt, he's going to ask for $19 million a year. Good luck. Madrigal's asking for $5 million. Makes me a little sad. Makes me just a little sad. None of these pitchers look interesting. But, yeah, here's a general overview of some of the pitchers that we got this year in the free agency pool. All right, so I'm going to work my magic. I am going to do what I do. I'm going to try and find some good, profitable talent for us to sign that I think is worth our money and worth our time. And I will be back when that is done. And when that is done, what I'll probably come back for is the Rule 5 draft, which is in about 20 days. So I will see you guys for that. Wish me luck scouring through free agency and trying to find some pretty good players. So hopefully that all works out. I will see you guys at the Rule 5 draft with any updates. Do you guys remember when we were looking at the Gold Gloves and I was questioning how the Twins got this all-star third baseman, and I was questioning how he had 0 minor league time and he was a scouting discovery? Well, that just happened to me. Our legendary scout, Brody Van Goetgen. I was trying to make a joke. We got a guy from Independence, Oregon, independent ball guy who has a 3.5 star potential. Can play, pretty much a Swiss Army knife. Can play second, third, first. Probably better suited for like second base. Probably a better first baseman than anything else. But yeah, I'm gonna sign him. Minor league deal for free. Just wanted to give you guys an update. And the solution to my inquiry about how the Twins got this guy as a scouting discovery, who played 0 minor league baseball time and just immediately slotted into the starting roster. And so we have figured out how that has happened. I completely forgot that your scout can pick up and find independent baseball league players. And so I was just, why not, right? Why wouldn't we do that? We have a trade here from the Dodgers. Give us Nick Maldonado, Yainer Fernandez. Okay, this is just Kyber Ruiz. This is just Kyber Ruiz. This is Kyber Ruiz. That's funny. For what? They get Phil Bickford and Andrew Lara. No. Okay. So I just want to give an update on I figured out how the Twins got their player. So Tim Bakara, he's going straight to our minor league system. Hopefully he develops. Still turning away in free agency. I will see you guys at the Rule 5 draft. Okay. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is a real trade that if I hit the complete trade button, I could complete. Before I even before I even thought about it, I wanted to start the recording because I wanted to give my thought process on what's going on. So I was obviously simming and I got a lot of offers for Phil Bickford specifically. I had a bunch of offers, like they were giving up pretty decent prospects, but not enough for me to like warrant getting rid of him, right? And so I decided to shop him around, as I usually do when I get a lot of offers for one specific player, just so I could see what every team would offer me. And I get offered Max Fried, Gold Glove winner last year. He led the league in WAR. In 2022, he had 5.4 WAR. About a sub 3.75 Sierra guy. Extreme ground baller, fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, sinker, good stamina, lefty. Just a lot of goodness coming out of Max Fried's profile here. And then I started tinkering. Before we can look at it, we'll go to the game settings just so I will confirm it is max hard difficulty. And these are the player evaluation settings. These are the default that Out of the Park 24 gives you. We would give up Phil Bickford, Keegan Thompson, 29-year-old minor leaguer, non-prospect, a prospect, but not a great prospect. A prospect, but again, not a great prospect. And then Jonathan Aranda, our backup first baseman. And we would get Ronald Acuna for 4 years on an extremely, extremely valuable deal. This is not a $17 million player. Ronald Acuna is very good. He had 2.4 WAR. Looks like he had an injury. He had a fractured rib and knee tendonitis and a strained back. He had a lot of injuries, but his injury prognosis is normal. In 2023, he had a 3.7 WAR. Again, he really efficient at stealing bases, a fly ball hitter. This is a very good profile. The only problem is that we don't need him, right? We don't need him. We have James Wood, Robert Hassel III, Dylan Cruz coming up. We have plenty of outfielders, but it's Ronald Acuna Jr. Right? You see my conundrum? It's Ronald Acuna on a team-friendly deal for 4 years. We could have Ronald Acuna on this team. Just for reference, again, we have James Wood, very good, Robert Hassel III, Andy Pages, and Dylan Cruz all vying for corner outfield spots while Michael Ciani and Kristen Pache hold up the center. I'll probably end up putting down Pache because I think that, Samad Taylor, James Wood, or Robert Hassel III would be good enough to fill in backup center fielder. So that's my situation, right? I mean, I could give up almost nothing. I'm giving up nothing here. I'm giving up a reliever who's unmotivated. Minor league, non-prospect. The only decent players here are Junior Garcia and Jonathan Aranda. I'm giving up pennies for one of the best pitchers in the NL the last 3 years and Ronald Acuna Jr. Right? So go ahead and leave a comment down below if you would do this trade. It's so difficult, right? So what we could do if we get Acuna is we would probably have to move one of our prospect outfielders. Look for a pitcher or something like that. On top of the fact this is going to eat a significant amount of our salary, right? And it would make it increasingly difficult to re-sign the guys that we do have on the roster, right? We go to 2027. Adewar Julian's going to be due for arbitration. CJ Abrams going to be due for bigger arbitration. Brian Abreu, Brant Herter, Kate Cavalli, Josiah Gray is not going to be on the team. James Wood's first year of arbitration. Robert Hassel III's first year of arbitration. But we would get Acuna for this year, and then we have a team option right here. Max Fried's for 2 years. So we would have to eat his big contract for 2 years. We can stomach that. There's not a lot of players here that are going to be asking for a lot of money next year. And then if we really want to, we could trade Acuna or somebody else to leave room to re-sign Julian. I mean, what does Julian want now? No. No. Okay. No, that's not going to happen. it's so difficult because it's like, okay, I get Acuna, but then who do I trade? Is it Hassel? Is it Wood? It's not Wood. Is it Pages? It might just be Andy Pages, isn't it? But it's 70 power. Nothing to scoff at. Oh, it's such what a conundrum, right? Like leave a comment below. Would you do? Let's go back to the trade. Let's. Would you do this trade? Pennies for one of the best pitchers in the league. The last 3 years. An extreme ground ball with 65 movement. He's barely walking anyone, and if it gets put in play, our improved defense will vacuum it. And Ronald Acuna Jr., which would really boost our ticket sales. I can up the ticket prices. The winter meetings haven't started or ended, so I still have a chance to. I'm so sorry I'm wasting so much time on this, but it's really wrapping my brain, and I think you can understand why. It's such a good trade for us. It's so good. 4 years of Ronald Acuna only making $17 million, Max Fried for the next 2 years, and we're only going to pay him about $30 million a year for the next 2 years. And we're giving up pennies, pickles, nickels, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No offense, Jonathan Aranda, Phil Bickford, or Junior Garcia, but maybe a little bit of offense to Keegan and everybody else. Like, I've tried to get other players. Like, I could also get Austin Riley if I really wanted to. Okay, well, I could. This was with minus. If I took out Acuna, I could get Austin Riley. But Acuna is obviously the prize here. What would you guys do? What do you think? Like mentally, telepathically, let me know right now through your screen, either your phone that's right by your face and probably close to your face, or a TV or your computer. It's so difficult. So difficult. And I mean, that's what, I mean, you know, hey man, no one said this job was easy. That's why I'm making the big bucks, right? I don't even know how much money I'm making in my contract. Everything inside of me screaming at me to do it, right? So okay, so well, let's visualize it. So Acuna comes in, Samad Taylor down, right? And then do I just keep everyone in that outfield? Paez expects the starting lineup. Hassel expects the starting lineup. Wood expects the starting lineup. Acuna, obviously, he's expecting cleanup hitter. We'd have 1 Acuna, 2 Hassel, 3 James Wood, 4 Andy Paez, 5 Dylan Cruz. That's 5 corner outfielders. 4 outfielders, we'll say. I mean, if I really wanted to, I might be able to squeeze. I could bench Ciani and just rock like Hassel at center field, a below average center fielder, right? Like James Wood. Yeah, I mean, like James Wood could be. We drop down Samad Taylor, despite the fact I really don't want to drop down Samad Taylor because he's so fast. But I mean, you know, you include Ronald Acuna, you add Ronald Acuna, kind of makes up for it. Well, Aranda is coming out, right? Oh man, I mean, our pitching, which was our big issue, would significantly. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't know how realistic this trade is, but I can see, as we can all see there, the Braves are $31 million in debt over their cap that the owner has set. They are $31 million. So it's not too surprising that the Braves want to offload this amount of money. They can't afford it, right? I mean, this being 31 negative million under means player development gets cut, scouting gets cut, draft budgets get cut. They have $22 million in draft budget. What? They only have $7 million in the player personnel, and the scouting budget's going to be cut. You can't see it. And this would free up how much money for them? This would free up $42 million. So it makes sense. So it's not an unrealistic trade. I'm going to do it. Oh my gosh. Am I going to do it? Oh no. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. This is massive ramifications. I've been rambling for 10 minutes about this trade. But that's because okay. Let me phrase it like this. Let me phrase this trade like this. The question shouldn't be, do I give up nothing for Max Fried, 2 years of Max Fried on whatever $30 million a year, and Acuna for 4 on a really cheap deal? The real question is, are we in win now mode? You know, last year we didn't even, the last 2 years we haven't gone above 500. And this trade implies that I think that this is win now mode. We've got the youngsters still on minimum and really low arbitration deals. And by the time Max Fried and Ronald Acuna and their deals expire, that will free up the space to then be able to sign our young players in their arbitration or long-term contracts, right? So I think that it just makes sense. Like, I think that if the contracts were longer and it hindered my ability to re-sign some of the younger guys that we have on our team, this does not. I add, a Gold Glove pitcher, starting pitcher. I mean, who cares about that, right? I don't know why I mentioned that, but he did. He's won the last 3 years. His stats look good. His peripherals look really tasty. Extreme ground ball is my favorite kind of pitcher. And we get Ronald Acuna. But and on top of Acuna, Max Fried is extremely popular and popular nationally. He's well known, like better. I think so. I think it's better than popular. And so this would drive up our ticket prices, which would increase our budget, increase player development. I could allocate more money to international free agents, scouting. I think that it would be silly for me not to accept this. If I were giving up major pieces, and we're doing a pros and cons list essentially, right? I can sign my youngsters once these guys' deals are done. This is win now mode. They are better. Acuna is better than my corner outfielders that I have right now. He just is. Not by much, but he is, right? He's a good speed guy, good power guy, good contact guy, menace on the base pass, Jose Ramirez-esque, right? Max Fried, elite pitcher, right? 3 stars doesn't do him justice. The amount of WAR that he generates simply because he stays in the game, he limits runners. Nice Sierra to go with a nice ERA plus tonight, to go with a nice BABIP, to go with a nice whip, go with a nice injury history, almost nothing. He had kidney stones. I've had kidney stones. Solidarity, guys. Okay, I've been talking for too long. It's time to make a decision. I see that I'm recording for 14 minutes. I will make a decision at 15, so I have 40 seconds to make a decision. I'm leaning yes. If that's what you're communicating to me through your screen, you have succeeded, because that's what I want to do. I'm like itching. My finger's itching to hit the complete trade over here. I'm going to hover it. Ooh. I lifted my hand up off the mouse. Like I was scared to accidentally do it. But I think I'm going to do it. I think this makes a lot of sense. If things get too complicated in terms of player chemistry because of the role situation, they're still on young contracts. We can move them up and down to AAA, and even potentially trade. If Cunha doesn't work out, we can trade him. Max Fried doesn't work out, we could trade him. It's officially 15 minutes. Ooh. Oh man, that gave me chills. Do you guys feel that? That gave me chills. This is massive ramifications on this save. This is massive. I cannot come back from this. If this blows up, I will be fired. Without a doubt. And you guys will all judge me. You guys will judge my ability to take control of a team. But I think it was the right decision. I think that my explanation and my reasonings made sense. Or reasonable reasonings, so to speak. And it's just good for the market of Washington, D.C. You know, I know if I was a Washington fan, as you guys are Washington fans right now watching me, tell me you wouldn't go out and buy it. I am a Nats fan, and if they traded for Max Fried and Acuna, I would immediately buy a Ronald Acuna jersey. Are you kidding me? Of course I would buy an Acuna jersey. Some inter-division trading here. AL East. Or NL East. I said AL East. Not with the Yankees last time I checked. And this is a massive deal. Massive deal. This is a once in a lifetime deal. No, okay, it's not a once in a lifetime deal. We've all lived through Max Scherzer and Trey Turner to the Dodgers, you know, Juan Soto, Josh Bell, to the Padres. I'm trying to think of massive. Mookie Betts getting traded to the Reds or to the Dodgers. Freddie Freeman to the Dodgers. Just to name a few big massive trades, right? That we've had to live through. But this is up there with them. This is up there with them. Acuna and Fried head to Washington. Number 13, Ronald Acuna. He's happy. He's unhappy with the transaction. That's fair. You know, Atlanta was definitely the best team in the NL East last year. Well, behind the Mets probably. And Max Fried, how you feeling? He's unhappy about transaction. That's okay, but that's okay. I understand. Well, luckily I wasn't interested too much in any of the free agents. So money-wise, I'm not too upset about it this year in terms of the impact that it has on this year. But this is big stuff, guys. All right, I will see you guys. I appreciate you guys listening to me ramble. I will see you guys at the Rule 5 draft in a few days. See you then. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It is the Rule 5 draft today. Something that I take pretty seriously. Something that I think is kind of overlooked for a lot of more casual players. There are some really good gets in the Rule 5 draft. And considering we have the 5th pick, it would be silly for us not to take the opportunity to weaken some of our opponents. So that would be silly for us not to do. We'll go ahead and take a quick look at something here as the lottery announcements come in. We are the 3rd overall pick next year. So very exciting. We were projected at 5th. The Yankees 8th, jump up to 2. So we get the 3rd pick next year. That's pretty exciting. You know, we weren't that bad. I mean, you know, we were the 5th worst team in the league in terms of, you know, how good we were, our win percentage. But alas, here we are at the Rule 5 draft. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some of the players we got here. Anyone that jumps out immediately. Well, Loizac is here, who we traded last year. And he did okay for the Dodgers. And by okay, I mean he didn't do much because he played only 16, you know, he played 8 games. All right, so Seth B's here. That's fun. He's a guy that it's always interesting. I mean, Starlin Castro's here. Ugh. I just like to take a quick look at some of these batting profiles that might get a little underrated, right? A 40-year-old going on 41-year-old Yuli Gurriel still playing in the game. Respect. Ivan Johnson is fun. Good switch hitting prospect. Let's look at the power guys. I mean, I'm probably not going to find anyone I'm liking in terms of hitters because, I mean, well, have you seen our team? After that trade, I mean, have you seen it? I've seen it. It's pretty good. We could have a backup first baseman here. Too bad he bats left, and I have a considerable amount of lefty bats. About 50% of our roster is lefty bats, so I don't need a lefty. Take a quick look at defenses. Anyone with some good infield range like these guys that might be worth picking up and storing on our team. Doesn't look like it. We'll take a look at the outfield range. Oh, Brett Phillips is here. Oh, Brett Phillips. I love you, man. You're the GOAT. But unfortunately, now Victor Robles is here. No. I've actually got I'm already Bubba Thompson though. Bubba Thompson, line drive hitter. Ooh, man, I really don't need more outfielders. They really can't emphasize how much I really, really don't need outfielders. Almost said pitchers. This guy's got 40 stuff, but 75 movement. It says the modern righty Richard Blyer. Luis Gil is here. We got a guy that throws 99 to 101 miles an hour. Tayron Guerrero. Good for him. No thanks. Let's look at some of the stuff, guys. Gil is the highest one. But no thank you. Rex Brothers. Brother. No, I'm good. Excuse me. No, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Let's look at the potential starting pitchers. Martin Carrasco. That's not a bad awful. That's not an awful profile, but not something I want to dedicate a roster spot to. Well, I was sitting here hyping up the draft. We get this Michael Hobbs guy. He's actually, you know what? That's actually pretty good. I don't know why I didn't see him right off the bat. Wow. Victor Munoz. Oh, man. That. Oh, baby. Next year is going to be good, isn't it? Wow. Unfortunately for you guys, have got injuries that are not worth my time. Yes, Michael Hobbs and Victor Munoz will be on our team if they fall to us. And they do. Did anyone draft anything? Tyro Estrada. There you go. It's a good pickup for Miami. Ryan Jeffers. And then Caleb Durbin. How's Estrada looking? Yeah. Looking like his normal self. Yes, it would be silly for me not to take that guy. And I think that Matt Cronin is going to be the casualty here. Maybe Spencer Packard. Yeah, it's going to be Packard. Well, let's go ahead and waive both of them. We need to free up 40-man roster spots for both of these guys. Yes, give me Michael Hobbs. Very happy about that. Yoink. Fans are happy about Michael Hobbs. Nice. Oh, apparently he's extremely popular. Well, there you go. Went to St. Mary's. Good for him. Okay, that's a great success. We'll move on. And we are going to get Victor Munoz. That is great Rule 5 draft. You know, I was just about to roast the fact that I said that this is a waste of time, or like that I said that a lot of people think this is a waste of time, and it isn't. And that still holds. These are really, really good players. This is the 1.5 star for this profile. Are you kidding me? No way, Jose. Just no way. And hey, man, you know, at the end of the day, if they don't work out, if we go to spring training and what we see out of them isn't what we ended up liking, pretty easy fix. I can trade them or release them, you know, without having to worry about paying anything. So that's a great success. Okay, the Rule 5 draft, that's a good one. Our pitching pool is extremely talented now. We've got lots of good players here. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about this pitching group here. A lot of high stuff, no control guys. Jeez, I wonder who put together this roster. Okay, so that's the Rule 5 draft. Next thing up is spring training, or it's actually international free agent signings in about a month. So I will see you guys for that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is International Free Agent Signing Day. In terms of moves we've made a couple. Just looking at both the waiver wires and one free agent signing. That's right. The prodigal son has returned. Michael A. Taylor is here to back up center field. Christian Pache no longer. More outfield range. Better defender. Better hitter. Michael A. Taylor. Welcome back. Wearing that number 2. Thank you very much, Michael A. Welcome back. Very exciting stuff. We acquired Max Meyer off the waiver wires from Miami. I'm very excited about that. Again, when I said I'm going to get as much pitching capital as that I could get, I am going to take it. Like, if you're going to give me free, you know, like free players, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to just continue to just like just feed this farm system of pitching, right? We also get Eugene Gray, a New Zealander, a Kiwi, from we don't know. I guess he was just born in the ocean over there in the Great Reef, huh? He looks fine. Again, this is more. He has option years on him. He had nice potential. If that movement gets up, that'd be great. If the stuff goes up, that would be great. If the changeup gets up, that'd be great. Fastball gets, but it's like it's a low risk, high reward kind of pickup. He'll be in AAA to start the year, and if he really develops, then great success. But that's pretty much about it. We're still waiting on Tim Picare to make a decision. We have a pending offer on him for a minor league deal. Here's the Hall of Fame voting. Todd Helton is a Hall of Famer. Well done, Todd Helton. He has had a wonderful career, a 70 B-WAR career that is insane. A lot of seasons where he walked more than he struck out. Look at that on-base percentage. He had a career on-base percentage of .414, slugging career .539. That's insane. That is insane. His 162 game average is right about on his. That's crazy. Look at that. That is insane. His average season is what he just. That was his total. That's crazy. Good for him. There you go. He deserves it. I believe he deserves it. Billy Wagner, though, should be in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. If anyone cares about my opinion, I assume nobody does. Here's some of the fun names. Anyone else get dropped? Fernando Rodney, Chris Iannetta is. I don't know why he was even Ben Zobrist. But fun names up here. A-Rod still not in. Ichiro still not in. Beltran still not in. It just really shows you how hard it is to get into the MLB Hall of Fame. But let's go ahead and check the international amateurs. We have, I thought I upped the budget, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. Yep, I upped the budget. We have our full $5.8 million to work with, and it seems like there is a consensus. Oh, I'm looking at OSA. Okay. Whew. Oh God, I almost messed up there. I hate that it does that. Sometimes I don't know why it changes every once in a while. I sincerely wish. I don't know if maybe I just have like no ability to remember to switch it back every single time I use it. Anyway, so we have 4 prospects here that my scout says are 5-star or more. League interest, and 2 of them are just high, not very high. And this is Sergio. So I'm said Diego Silva. Sergio Silva is only asking for about $1 million, whereas David Cajamarca with low intelligence is asking for 3.3. I'm not gonna do that. I am most certainly gonna be zeroing on Luis Pacina, and Kire Tonono. Right? I don't know. Anyway, those are the guys I'm going to try and sign. The thing with international amateur, I don't know if you guys want me to show this, right? Like, I just use up all my money, right? Like, I'm going to put offers in for these 2 guys because those are going to be the main guys I want. And then I'll match anytime they're like, hey, someone's offered me more money. Unless someone's offered an exorbitant amount. And in which case I'll look for other prospects and I'll deep dive. I don't know if you guys want to see all that. I'm going to skip it. But if that's something you guys want to see next offseason and the way that I figure out how to do it, let me know. But, I feel like it's relatively self-explanatory. The international amateur process, I'm going to put in, like I said, I'm going to put in bids for these 2, up the bids as time goes on to match offers with anyone else. If somebody offers them the max, then I will look elsewhere. I'll look at Jesus Asensio. This is a good pitcher I would be happy with. This is a good player I'd be happy with. So it's like, I just kind of like rotate, right? Like, this is a player I'd be happy with, and he's only asking for $200,000. I might just put in an offer of $200,000 to see where that gets me, stuff like that. So I'll save you guys the nitty gritty. This video is already long enough, and all of that. So that essentially means that I will stop it if I make any trades or get any trade offers that I think are of interest, any major free agent signings. But until then, potentially, I might see you when I have decided to name our starting roster. So I that's exciting. I'm very excited. I hope you guys are too. So I will see you guys potentially setting up our opening day roster. Very exciting. See you guys there. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is opening day. We're not going to get to it this video, so you'll have to just wait, subscribe, and wait for the next one. But in this one, I want to go over my opening day roster and go over a few transactions that happened. One of the things that happened was I gave away Victor Munoz. Now, I was a big fan of him. I was optimistic about him, and he really disappointed me in spring training, all things considered, and also don't have the roster spot for him. So we ended up trading him. We got a couple of minor leaguers, one Javier Sanoya and Robelin Lentz with this nice base running and speed. Nothing, and $100,000 cash. It's not much, and probably not worth value-wise, but if I was going to cut him, it was going to get nothing, so I ended up going with that. Other than that, in terms of transactions, we can go over my international amateur signings if you guys want to go over that really quickly. We get this catcher, and Sergio Jaramillo. Ooh, I definitely butchered that. That's not good. We sign Sergio Silva. Looks pretty good. He's number 14 prospect. I guess what we can do is just look straight at the prospects. So here's the prospects. We still have the number 1 prospect, our 7th round pick, Luca Reyes. You guys did not see me draft him in 2013, but I drafted him nonetheless. So good success there. Take a look at the top minor league systems. We are number 1, Luca Reyes. Sergio Silva's here. Dylan Cruz is going to start the year in AAA, but that will probably rapidly, that'll change. And Tommy White starts in AAA as the first overall pick. Our 2 first picks of the draft are doing very well. So, hey, man, what can I say? I'm a very talented drafter by having a top 5 pick every single year. Hashtag easy. Oh, God, did I date myself by saying hashtag easy? Look at our player development. We can look at it a little internally here at some of our better prospect. Armando Cruz is going to start on the MLB roster. That's defense and decent hitting that I can no longer deny. Luis Rojas was one of our international signings last year in 2024. So he is the number 142nd prospect. Andrew Lara starts in AAA. He's the number 197 prospect, and here are some of the rest of them. Dalen Lyles here. I ended up signing Louis Pacina. Happy about that. He looks like he might just be very, very good. Only 16 years old, so a little early to tell. Here's our salary. We got $33 million available. We have upped our ticket prices by 21%, and our projected attendance is going to go up to 26,000. Revenue per game at 750,000. So like I said, signing Acuna and getting Max Fried, it's great success. But you guys don't care about that. Blah, 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 right? Let's take a look at the roster. So these are the pitchers we're going to start with. Let's throw it on Max Fried here. Max Fried's going to be our ace. That was not surprising. His star rating went up to 3.5 because, just look at these stats. They're really, really good. He's not going to walk anybody. He's not going to allow a lot of home runs. He might not strike out a bunch, but he's going to have a low whip. He's going to have a low FIP. Rhyming accidentally. Aaron Ashby, second. Again, I'm a big fan of this profile, and we're not paying him very much, too. We're only paying him about $1.6 million. Brian Abreu. Now, Brian Abreu was a think for me, right? But I'm ultimately going to start him as third in the rotation. He probably shouldn't be. He probably should be a reliever, but in 15 games for us last year, he was extremely, extremely efficient. So it's hard for me not to put him at least to start the year. In the starting rotation, here's Cole Henry, who was a reliever for us pretty much all of last year. or about halfway of last year, and now this year, or last year, he got 3 starts and he did pretty well. So we are going to continue starting him. And then here's Garrett Crochet, our $10 million man. Hopefully he comes together, pulls it together, and dominates like he did last year. Here's our bullpen, Max Meyer, the guy we picked off the waivers from Miami. He's going to be our closer. Michael Hobbs is here, our Rule 5 draft pick. Tyler Migo, our Rule 5 draft pick last year. He'll be a setup role. Adrian Morahan, who I'm starting in the bullpen because he expects to be in the bullpen. We need a lefty in the bullpen, as well as Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore is probably going to be my go-to guy if Abreu is not doing well in a starting role. So keep an eye out for that. Here's Carlos Vargas, extreme ground ball, 98 to 100 miles an hour. Trade with Arizona for Rojas, Alex Call. We did was give up Alex Call, and we got all these prospects, and he's sitting in their AAA system. That's pretty tragic. Here's Ryan Zephyrhan, who we claimed off waivers. He had a really good spring training. He allowed like 0 earned runs until the very end, which was pretty unlucky. And then Duvero Harrison. Yeah, I mean, look at his. This is his spring training. I think in spring training. Sorry, as I sniff into the mic, I apologize. So if we go to stats here and we go to spring training split game type spring training, so I do this. I think he had a negative FIP or a Sierra. Yep, he had a negative 1.33 Sierra. Like, I'm sorry. Excuse me. A negative 1.33 Sierra. Okay, so he's in the start. He's going to get a chance. But who cares about that? Here is our starting lineup. Now, some relatively bad news. The player development that I got on April 1st was some sad news. James Wood, apparently at 22 and a half years old, he's no longer going to develop, according to my scout, which I kind of refuse to believe because this is not a great profile, right? Like, it's fine. But it's not great. The 35 avoid Ks, only 50 discipline. We take the speed. The defense is decent. I mean, he's a decent player, but he's not at all what we expected him to be. We go to his scouting. I mean, he was at up to 5 stars at the beginning of the save. And then all of last year, he went up to 4.5, and now he's down to 3, which is rather unfortunate, as you can see right here, and as you can see down here. Rather unfortunate, but he's going to get the start. So as you can tell, this is our roster. Andy Pages is in AAA. Unfortunately, out of all of the players that were on the roster, Pages was the player that was just the worst. He had the worst spring training, a 604 OPS, a 121 average. He performed the worst. He just had the worst stats, but, it'll be, tentatively, he's in AAA. He'll come up, as players get injured and or players perform poorly / trades happen, he'll be coming up. However, I don't know if I'm going to bring him up over Dylan Cruz, whose profile now looks extremely good. He had a 753 OPS in spring training. This looks like a really good player. I'm going to start him in AAA. I really want to bring him up right away and bring down James Wood. But I'm going to opt to keep Dylan A in AAA for the first month at the very least, so we can, get a little bit more of that team control. So Dylan Cruz will be on the Major League roster without a doubt, but at what time is the question. And Tommy White sitting here ready to go. He's starting in AAA. He's bouncing only 40 games in AA. He's 3 stars already. This is a major league profile. This is an extremely good major leaguer, period. So, but again, team control, we're going to start him for the first month, and then as any injuries happen / any players I don't want on this team, he'll be moved. So that's the roster. Here we go. Here's the main lineup against righties. It's CJ, obviously, contact, speed, gap power. Of course, it's CJ. Acuna into the 2 spot. He wants a cleanup hitter, but he's got the speed. He's a righty that fits in really well right here in the 2 spot. Julian right there at number 3. He looks good. Robert Hassel at 3rd is going to be our cleanup guy against righties at 55. Power good enough. Not a lot of power on this team. Garcia then right behind him. Gabriel Arias is going to be our starting shortstop. However, Armando Cruz is coming in every other game. I want to get him game time. I want to see how well he does. I want these two competing for a shortstop. Best man wins. Cruz had an insane spring training with 823 OPS plus. Arias had an average one at a 721 OPS. We'll see. We'll see who wins. This is going to be a competition, and I think that the competition breeds success, breeds winning mentalities, dog mentalities. So that's the thought process behind it. James Wood, here's our power guy. Again, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough, but he's there. Here's Kyber Ruiz, our catcher, our main staple. He's been here since day one. I think him and CJ and Garcia are the only players that have been here in the starting lineup since day one. And then Michael Ciani against righties as our catcher, as our center fielder. Bench players, Tim Bakare, the international or independent league, excuse me. Sorry, as my brain's melting. I've been playing for like 3 hours now. My brain is completely melted. I'm truly a perfectionist, and it's upset because at least in terms of this game, because like I just can't relax. Like I really want to prove that I can do this, right? The beginning first few episodes have been really difficult. Against lefties, same thing, some small rotations. CJ still leading off, then Acuna, then Julian, then Garcia, then Arias, then Hassel. Israel Pineda is going to be our catcher against lefties. He's just better. James Wood still in, and then Michael A. Taylor is going to be our lefty versus lefty center fielder. He's just a lot better against lefties, and Ciani is just really, really bad against lefties, which isn't really too surprising if you judge here the difference. 5 less gap power, 5 less discipline. So that is that. Again, same thing. Cruz coming in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the preseason predictions. We'll see what the thing is. Okay, here's everyone else. Yankees and Rays expected to fight it out in the AL East. It's going to be a tightly contested division, looks like. Twins, Guardians are going to be fighting it out. Royals, your reigning World Series winners, aren't projected to do very well. They have Zach Gallen. Nice. Salvador Perez is still here. Ramon Laureano. Franmil Reyes is still here. Well, he left and came back. Vinny Pasquantino, the GOAT, is still here. Bobby Witt, the GOAT, still here. Enrique Bradfield Jr. is a really good prospect that fully developed for them. Happy for them. All right, your top hitters in the AL. Hopefully you guys didn't see, but I definitely spoiled it. But hopefully you guys didn't see. Julio is expected to be your best hitter. No shock there. 364 on base percentage, 516 slugging is his projection. Wander Franco at third base. Mike Trout's still really good. Aaron Judge still really good. Jose Ramirez still really good. Schwarb still hits Schwarb bombs. Gunnar Henderson's good. And George Valera. Cole, Rodon, nice Yankees duo right there. Is that DL Hall? That is DL Hall. Hey, DL Hall. Good for you. All right, those are your projections for some of your better pitchers. And I did spoil it. If you didn't see it, we are projected to win 97 games. We are projected to have 205 home runs and 1,600 Ks. That is by far the most in the entire Major League projection. Did I just put together the greatest theoretical lineup the Nationals have ever seen? We're projected to score 869 runs. Second place is 818 for the Rockies. And we're projected to give up 702 runs. Understandable, right? So I am very excited. And I hope you guys are too. Not only are we projected to do all that, we still have we're sitting on $33 million. Just sitting on it. When it comes trade deadline time and we want to eat some contracts to make a really big playoff push, we're going to be able to. And You're damn right we are going to, without a doubt. If we can, we will. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was an exhausting episode. It looks like everything has come to fruition, all my hard work. And I mean, when I started recording this video at about 3 o'clock, 3:30 o'clock, it was bright outside. My windows were open. It is now 8:30 p.m. I am tired. It is pitch black outside. But it has certainly paid off. This is going to be a great team. It is going to be a great season. Knock on wood. Right? I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are too. If you guys could just please leave a like to show your appreciation, because this is a lot of work that I put into crafting this team. I mean, it's a lot of, this is really my only save that I'm doing out of the park baseball. I'm relatively busy. But man, it is exciting. Am I right, or am I right? This is an exciting team. I'm excited to see how it does. We're projected to lead the league in runs. We're projected to lead the league by far in strikeouts as well. Man, from nothing to something. Am I right, guys? Thank you guys all so much. You guys are as much of a part of this as I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited about next season. Tomorrow, unfortunately, I can't record and edit the video. This should be going up on Sunday. I can't post the video on Monday. I'll be a little busy, but hopefully the Tuesday, later a little bit in this week, we can go ahead and send through the season. I am jumping. I am giddy. I am excited to use this team, play through it, and see how well this season goes. And who knows, maybe this is going to be an absolute travesty, but hopefully you guys can notice my tonal shift and how excited I am about this. So I appreciate, again, I will wrap it up. I apologize, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you can, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That helps me so much and lets me know that this is 100% worth my time in the 5 hours that I put into staring at an Excel sheet simulator. So thank you guys so much. I will see you guys very soon.